Yo, what's up, people? This is Thru is in the mix. Back with another flick on another episode. Woo! It's been a long time coming. But yeah, back with another episode. Haven't done it in a while. Shalom, namaste, assalamu alaikum, wahegulu chika kalsa, wahegulu chiki fateh. All of the religious greetings known to man bestowed upon the people who are watching this video. And this is episode 5 of Blazing Through Walks. As you know, about roughly 2 weeks ago, I had to correct the video because of the little error on my part when saying the episode count. But you know, mistakes like this happen. So yeah, amongst other mistakes. But anyways, no, I'm wearing like a awkward set of dressing, you know, bit of a hoodie, with the little shorts to match, and leggings and some jogging trainers and all that. But I'm in my I don't give a F moments at the moment. I'm not really here to impress anybody, you know. It's just quick outing and all that. But anyways, nitty gritty time now. And by the way, no headphones today. Headphone broke up. And there's no way for me to get a free replacement for these JBL's over 20 headphones. I haven't used them since over a week now. Yeah, it sucks, innit? One of the earpieces mash up as well. As a cushion, it's also mash up as well. One of the cushions in the ear anyway. I think it was on the left ear or something. So yeah, no headphones. I do have a spare one, but like they're shit. You know, they don't run as effectively as a JBL 720. It's just battery is just so shit on that one. So I just thought like, nah, I just don't even bother. Just like walk and just enjoy the sound of semi-nature, I should say. Well, yeah. So yeah, no headphones. However, you know, it could also imply that I had another intervention that maybe it's for the best. Well, for the better, not for the best. But you know, I mean, because I love my music, you know. But yeah, to be honest, guys, just cramping things in, you know, and just to make music nowadays, it's just hard without proper funds coming in, obviously. And yeah, I released Day by Day about more than a month ago now, and I believe that was the latest song that I've released. So yeah, I'm over here talking about music when it's meant to be on my other channel. See, like my backup channel is becoming my official channel. I hear that. But to be like specific, where I was coming from when I said that I wanted my official Thru Waters channel to be my music channel, if I wanted to talk about music that's unrelated to production on here, that's fine, you know what I'm saying? Like, then I can also put that up on my main channel too, because, you know, it relates to music. So that rule right there, you know, that's kind of like valid for like my my backup channel and all that. But yeah, no, I'm just, well, I haven't really started making videos on this channel. I made like one video on my official Thru Waters channel. But so yeah, but my main channel has got like playlists of like copyrighted music. And yeah, as I said, it just has like one video uploaded. But yeah, it's just time, guys. Really kicking my ass every day. Like at times, I need to remind myself that we only have 24 hours in a day, not 36 hours or 48 without sleeping, you know. It's a rare occurrence. I've seen people actually do it. I don't know how in the hell one cannot sleep for more than 48 hours or even not being aware of the possible side effects. So there are some conspiracies about the 24-hour clock too, but That's for another video. Anyways, boring stuff now. Well, I hope it's not boring for the video. But I'm reading this book now called The Muqaddimah by Ibn Khaldun. And what led me into reading it, it's kind of like linked between me studying a bit of African history, especially the Berbers. And if the Berbers were classified as a black dominated race, in which they're not black, you know, they are African, but they're not black. They are Arab African that resides in North African. So if one has Moroccan, Libya, Tunisia, all them places, they reside in, like they have like Berber ancestry. And yeah, it's all linked to that. And honestly, I had no other reason for reading this book other than the fact that it was referenced by different scholars when I was viewing the articles studying black British history and some elements of black history period, you know, and also for the fact that it's a good sense of balance of knowing that it is somehow linked to ancient civilizations during the period that Ibn Khaldun wrote that book and was translated from its original context, which was in Arabic, into modern day English. And to my surprise, even though for me I'm not necessarily a professional quote unquote reader like that, or that I'm an opsimath at its best at the moment, I did find a few key interests in his viewpoints on human civilizations and family dynasties, or dynasties, however you want to name that word right there. I call them dynasties. But yeah, and to an extent, it's quite psychological as well, as I do believe that the asabiya, also known as group feeling or group solidarity, creates a link to it's like a tribal link where one individual may have different values and opinions, but the tribal and cultural principles they share heavily, and that has obviously been going on since I believe where human civilization first existed. It has to be, you know, and obviously this was way before capitalism and other forms of contemporary dynasty ruling, when we hear about like the rich families such as like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and all these well-known rich families dominated almost the entire world with money and their wealth, I believe, you know. But at the period now where Ibn Khaldun wrote his discussions, dynasties were more of like powerful people who own lands, and it was much easier back then. It was around a time where a lot of travelers, also known as Bedouins, in relation to the Arabic culture, was always out searching for pasture, for grazing animals, pasture for themselves, as well to for consumption, you know, to eat food and hunt, and also for shelter and water, etc. And when we talk about pasture, is basically the same as going raw vegan. So feeding on herbs, flowers, greens, corn, etc. And Bedouins can travel miles, you know. Around that time, ancient Arab history, Bedouins can travel miles upon miles from country to country just to find pasture for either for the animals or for themselves. So that was one of the main things I got out of that book. And without me sounding like a nerd and whatnot, Ibn Khaldun had given a thorough description mainly about the Berber tribes such as the Amazi, Sanhaja and Basmuda, who were known to live a nomadic or semi-nomadic lifestyle. Now, nomadic meaning like, I think it's pretty much like what I said before about being Bedouins and finding pasture, and also on occasion hunt down grass-fed animals to eat for themselves and as omnivores. And I think it's weird because, not as weird because it's kind of like a coincidence, I guess, because I just recognize some similarities or links between the ketogenic diet and Ibn Khaldun's point of views about civilization and the diet is mostly based at a time where hunters kill animals once they are healthy or grass-fed and cook them under wood fires, such as eggs, unhatched chicks, chickens, cows, pigs, horses, ducks, lambs, etc. And all is based on pretty much on protein stuff. As well as the paleo diet too, but keto I believe is more stricter than paleo, and I think paleo doesn't have much of a card limit, although both of them are low carb, high protein diets. Also as well, paleo relates more to a hunter's lifestyle on their pasturage, and as they can grow like starchy foods such as like sweet potatoes, parsnips and shallots around that time too. It's a hunter's lifestyle, like the hunter era, around that time, in which ketosis doesn't really allow foods like that are too much starch in them. It doesn't really care too much about whether the food is processed or not, as long as you're within like 50 grams of net carbs or below. And for professional keto dieters, below 20 net carbs or below. Yeah, something like that. Looking back at it retrospectively, I can for sure identify the links between contemporary matters to history, and I think Ibn Khaldun, as well as a well-known philosopher, championed that notion as well to all of his contemporary scholars and also the up-and-coming ones, that when one is doing research about a certain topic of a certain circumstance, it's always good to find out, look back on how these circumstances evolved as one that researchers, and that's what I meant about this ketogenic diet, that it was coined and named by a white American nutritionist. But in my head, I was just thinking like, it's not really just about me, it's about like what works, and like I was just doing the practical. Even now, I'm on to my second week of the second ketosis stage after completing the first stage of 2 weeks. Now I'm doing 3 weeks until I reach a certain stage where I'll be like, okay, I lost a good deal amount of weight that I want. Then I'll stretch it by adding more complex but healthy carbs to my diet, so it keeps the weight the same. And plus, when I'm doing push-ups, trying to get the form right, it wouldn't be that strenuous, as there would be less weight to manage. So even though I'm technically reaching to be somewhat 87, 89 kg, I have to test and see if it wouldn't bear so much weight on my arms, because I think that's the problem. This is why I don't really see like many like broad shape type men and women, not all of them, but most like broad men type women start with like push-ups when they're losing weight. If anything, sit-ups will be more easier, or any kind of exercise that they could do that allows them to cushion themselves for comfort and not rely too much on balance and all that. I don't know, like it's like when I started with push-ups, and I remember having like a broad belly, you know what I'm saying, like, but when I started with push-ups, having that sort of like body frame, without knowing about keto and all that, I found it hard, you know what I'm saying, like. So as I say, like they say, it's always the maximum results, minimal effort. Maximum results, minimal effort. So yeah, go hard on that hit, metcon, all that. But I think it's important, it's just to know what exercises to start with. And yeah, just doing push-ups or using the pole to lift yourself up from the ground whilst having a broad shape, body requires effort, bro. Or sis, like, it requires effort. And if you're starting off from that, I personally wouldn't recommend it, unless if you're probably one of them professional athletes that knows what I want. I personally, in my opinion, wouldn't recommend it as the first stage to do. I would say start with exercises that gives you stability, such as running, brisk walking, weights, sit-ups, leg raises, crunches, like stuff like that. Stuff where it's like, yeah, I can easily do these exercises where a part of my body is just supportive, you know, rather than just relying on too much balance and such. Stuff like that. You know what, yeah, like here's a rule of thumb which may be my own. Try to do a plank first, and that's for, like, you know, if you want to start off with, you know, losing weight and you struggle to do push-ups, like, try to do a plank first before it normally starts, because I think it normally starts at a plank position. So try to do a plank first, then you do the push-ups, like if you manage to sustain yourself during the plank. And if you can't hold a plank for more than, I'd say, about 3 minutes, you won't be able to do a lot of push-ups. So I would say little to none at all, say about 10 or 15 max, you'll be able to do push-ups. And that's not a lot. I've seen most average people do maybe at least about 30. You know what I mean? Like double that. Even more, to be fair. Like, I'll say about 50. And that's a problem with, you know, being an endomorph, you know. But yeah, like if you're working to get that fat off pondy backside, then I strongly suggest going keto and just keep on testing if you can do push-ups comfortably. As I think it may not be necessarily the position, you know, people crying about saying like, oh, it might be the position as to why you're doing push-ups. It could be a factor, but I don't think it's the only factor. You know, I strongly think that belly weight plays a part, and it will take a toll on like how you do push-ups. And I feel that this is why certain people can't do push-ups effectively as they hope. Like, no offense, you know, to all the beautiful chubs, by the way, and the handsome chubs too. Pause. But I'm just thinking practically here, like being critical. Just realised I'm going off topic of the book, you know. But yeah. But yeah, like I wanted to balance out being in my comfort zone a little bit, you know. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing that, you know, studying this book. As I said, I'm not really a bookworm like that. But yeah, let me not digress any further. So yeah, there was some disagreeable stuff that Ibn Khaldun said about black Africans being compared to as savages and like dumb animals, in which I believe animals are far from dumb. Like, I'm guessing he just means like animals can't even speak a lick of English or a certain language, which, you know, should be obvious. You know, that's why they're called animals. But I don't know. That's just like a hunch as to why he would say that. You know, but as I remember, that the Mukaddimah was written at some point in the 14th century, so that's like when he was alive. So unless one lives to be 700 years old or so, wouldn't know how common is their common sense around that time, respectfully, you know. So yeah, I would say, like, in hindsight, if Ibn Khaldun was to like say these things right now on a, you know, in this contemporary lifestyle, like, of course I would say he's a blatant racist, you know, towards many black skinned people. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, what? Like, you call like animals dumb, and like you compare to African such animals, so it's like we're dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's not even just like certain ones. Like he said just animals. Like, he didn't like say certain ones or whatever. So yeah, that part kind of got to me. But yeah, other than that, it was just interesting to know, especially we're living under capitalism, living in metropolitan-based environments, a lot of pollution going on with the airplanes and helicopters. Although I do love the sound of airplanes, helicopters, they help me sleep when they just circle around and all that. I do love the sound of them, but at the same time, it is destroying nature, as we know. So yeah, I'm not only learning about the Berber and the Maghrib culture. I'm actually taking certain points as well, especially the points where Ibn Khaldun's criticized other Arabic philosophers for not doing their research properly to his intellect, which in turn maybe will help me to do, research and stuff. But he's very, very critical of his researching peers. So yeah, like, I'm not finished yet. It's a really long book. I'm on like chapter 3, like half of chapter 3, and I think it's one of those ones where a chapter for me will probably take me half of my day to read. But yeah, trying to balance my comfort zone and out of it, so I can apply it to certain stuff. And I'm really shit with history from before, but just understanding the relations in between the demolished and the renovated in how society norms came to be from Ibn's perspective is intriguing to the small part of my brain that wants to read into technical stuff. So yeah, that's it for the book. I'm on a journey to become hopefully a little bit of a bookworm, so wish me luck. But yeah, since releasing that song day by day, I haven't really been having much of a chance to finish my crafts. I started with 2 of them, but it's just this dual with visual course where I have to know this and that and the third about legislations, health and safety stuff, phonetics, military codes, identity codes, But honestly, guys, he has not gone away yet, and maybe in hindsight it would be a good thing for me anyway, because I feel like I can do better at making music the more technical stuff I bring to the table. So, and yes, reading the Muqaddimah was technical. I'm a slow reader. I have my strategies to learn about the book, a bit slower than others, but and yeah, we all have our distinctions. I wish that was a double entendre with my grades. But yeah, anyways, much love, guys. I'm gonna head to the gaff. One time I'm gonna do a portfolio of foods from past years that I cooked, so check it out. And this is 5.1. Yeah, we're gonna kick off with a little poetry for 5.2, so stay tuned for that. Hit the likes, comments, shares, and yeah, if any cool bookworms out there, I know I'm like Floyd Mayweather when it comes to understanding context of a book. I can actually read words, but context is a little bit, But I said, out of my comfort zone vibes, But if you guys recommend me some cool books to get, let me know. I actually do want to be a reliable researcher where I know what it is and what it's not. But yeah, adios. I'm gonna see you on part 2 of episode 5. Peace. Oh yeah, just a note, by the way, this goes to Instagram, WhatsApp, and occasionally Snapchat first, as I don't really use Snapchat unless it's for like a chick that I like, but those first before YouTube. So yeah, even though I say yes, like, comment, share, you won't see the video straight away because my direct platform at the moment is Insta and WhatsApp. And just to let you know, in case there's some little concerns, and you'll be able to view it on YouTube later. I promise you that. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, and peace, I'm out. Toodles, freestyle up next.